There we go. Just waiting for it to come up on my end. How's everybody doing? Just making sure. Is this running okay? Yep. Whoa. Just gonna hang out for a few minutes before I start talking. Let's get a few people on here. Seeing if my chat box works today. Hi, Lisa. Nice to see you again. Looks like my chat box is working. Starting to overthink again. God, I hate that. I had a couple of days where I wasn't overthinking, and I'll tell you, it makes a difference. I usually just need something positive and something to grab onto, and it usually cool down, my anxiety. But when I start worrying about stuff and why it's not getting better yet and stuff like that, then everything gets worse. I had a therapy appointment today. I'm doing okay. I'm really rough, but okay, I guess. I had a therapy appointment today, and God, it's so fucking pointless. I literally always have to reiterate everything. Every time I talk about that I'm fucked up or something, it turns into finding ways to help me. And it's like never good. It's always like go to a nutritionist. Today was going to a nutritionist and going finding out what vitamin deficiencies I have and all that shit. And I had to reiterate. I'm like it just doesn't work that way. I fucking wish it did. Wish it did. I'm tired though. I didn't sleep well at all. My fucking neighbor. Now he stopped doing the weed stuff, but I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but it smelled like toxic solvent mixed with liquid old garbage and Febreze. It smelled so fucking bad all night long. Oh, so I barely slept and I felt nauseous all night. So I feel more fucking brain damage today. I feel so fucking off. I mean, more than normal, but my anxiety's still down, but I can tell it's creeping back in. It was decent for a couple days. Still feel damaged though. Just feel like something. I'm at that point where I feel like something more is going on. I'm at that point again. I really don't want to have to go through all the slew of medical things though to see if there is or not. I'm not per se worried about it, but it just feels so fucking wrong, I just tell my sorry. I just tell my therapist, if I can one day get off this medication and I don't get better then I'll be glad to try all these things. I'll go to a nutritionist. I'll go, do this and that. And I'll probably try to fight really hard for disability then. But right now I need to fight for my life and all that. Because at this point they're not giving me disability. And they know damn well. I mean, it's just stupid. The whole thing is fucking stupid. God, I hate people. I wonder how different life would be if people knew I was totally sick. Like, would people constantly try to rip me off on eBay? Would on Facebook would people constantly say dumb shit to me? I mean, well, he's like, you're trying to rip off somebody that can't get disability. You're trying to rip off somebody that is struggling to get through life. That's fucked up. But I feel more brain damage than I did before. Some things are better, and I was talking about this in my therapy appointment. Like, some things are better and some things are so much worse. So what do? You know? Like, why is it that after I cut 4 months ago I'm still having bad problems? You know? And then you have to fight for your own answer by saying, but even though it's getting worse, I can't do anything other than be positive and wait and be patient. Because I don't know if the medication's just going paradoxical. I don't know if it's just making me sicker in general. I don't know if it's because I'm always like this, and even if I cut, no matter what, I'm always going to feel like this until I get lower on Remeron. I mean, I might just continually go through waves. I don't know. It's so hard to say. All I know is things got a lot fucking worse. The pressure in my head, like last night, it was so bad. I thought it was getting better, and that's why I think I was calming down because that pressure was causes me a lot of stress, and it got really bad, and my skull started burning again. That's a 5-year-old symptom, and it's back. I don't know what to do to make it calm down or go away. Stress is constant, so that makes it worse. It's like, why did this come in 4 months after I cut? Makes no sense. Physical symptoms are a little better today than yesterday, but not by much. Fucked up this thing is I have to go out for work tomorrow. My body and brain are not ready for it. I'll be able to do it, but the aftermath of it's going to be really hard. At least the lucky thing is after I go out tomorrow, I won't have to go out till next Tuesday. It's almost a week, so I'll have a week to try to recover. Of course, being home that long will make my anxiety completely spike. Sucks. I'm so exhausted of this. And they keep, therapist always says, well, what is it that can help the situation? And I honestly only have one answer all the time, and it's to get off this medication. And time. Once I'm off the medication, God knows how I'm going to be once I get off of it. I might be back in acute for a long time. That's what I think will happen. And then I have to heal from that. But I can't go on. I can't stay on more medication. If I take anything, it's only can be for a couple days. That's, what a mess. What an absolute mess. Once I'm off Remeron, though, I'll have no problem doing things like CBD. And even if it fucks me up, it doesn't matter. All I know is I'm not getting dependent on any more drugs. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this, to be honest. The drugs aren't going to work, so it's pointless to get dependent on anything, because it's not like it's going to work anyway. I realistically have no problem in the time of, need, if I need to take something once in a while. Like hydroxyzine when I didn't sleep. That kind of helped me, but it's just like you say, it's just time. It's just time. And God knows, I'm exhausted. I'm getting worn down, and my spirit is exhausted, and I don't know how to build it back up so I can be more positive. It wasn't until I over-tapered Remeron, everything just went downhill. It got better, and then it got better to a point where I felt I could taper. I didn't know how it was going to be, though. I didn't know it was going to be this bad. 4 months later, I'm getting acute type symptoms back, and it's weird, though, because I'll be in a partial window, but some symptoms will be in a wave. And it makes no sense anymore. For 5 years, not even 5 years, but whatever, almost 5 years, my symptoms went, they get really, I'm going to say up is bad, they'd get really bad, and then go back down to better, and it would always be slow. Up and down. Now it's so fucking erratic. I don't know what's what. Some things just stay, and other things get erratic, and there's no slow anymore. And it was always like that. Even after benzos, it was erratic for a little bit, and then it just slowed down. Even while tapering Remeron, that's the way it was always. Now it's completely up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I don't even have major ups. I don't even really have those. I feel more tolerable. I feel more tolerable and my anxiety is better. Things would be better if my visual snow syndrome wasn't so intense. My ringing in my ears, my tinnitus, has gotten a lot worse, which is funny because even after benzos, it wasn't even that bad. It usually mostly stayed the same, but ever since my visual snow got worse, my tinnitus got worse. I have a lot of like, obviously, there's a lot of excitatory stuff going on in my head. I don't know why. I'm trying to think if I'm doing anything wrong, like, what's going on? Why is everything so excited? Because it is. Everything's so, like, crazy, like, and I don't see why. More crazy 4 months after I taper. Some of these things are more exciting than it was after benzos. It's so weird. I don't get it. But my ears are fucking whistling and they're hot. They get like heated up. It's really weird. I've never ever had shit like that. I'm doing everything in my power daily to grab onto hope. And there was always something. Like my symptoms would go up and down, and like every time I start to feel better, that hope would come back. But when you have 4 months of things that are mostly really bad, I can't help but to be really discouraged and scared. What else am I going to think? But I'm absolutely worn out. It's very troubling. The trying to be normal with my girlfriend and stuff like that. That's fucking brutal. And it's like nothing against her. I mean, it's just trying to be a certain person. Oy. It's so hard to do. I thought it was hard before. Now it's gotten to a point I'm almost at like, if you can't deal with me, because this shit ain't changing and it's not getting any better anytime soon. If you can't deal with that, then we have to figure something out because I can't pretend to be something I can't be for the next 3 years. I'm doing this. It's too hard. I can do the best I can, and I will always love her and I'll always try my best, but I can't constantly be on fake Dan alert. It's near impossible to do. I'm scared so much. And every time I say I'm scared, people just say, well, you need to get more therapy. You need more coping. I'm sorry, but coping doesn't help things where you don't know what's going to happen, because if you can't work, you're fucked. You know what? It's like if something goes wrong, you're fucked. Sorry, it's a totally different situation. If my health goes completely downhill, oh man, I don't know what I'll do. Things are getting worse. It's so much harder for me to do everything I'm doing. Just want to cry every day. And actually, I wish I would. Like, it's the second I talk to my girlfriend, I'll just break down. And it's like sometimes I'll feel better after I break down. But I don't want to put her through that so much as I used to. It's exhausting. If there's anybody else on there, say hello. I'm going to cut out of here in about 10 minutes. There's the @sign. I won't show her these videos. I talk a lot about this is very private. She knows I do it, but it's private for me and whoever I talk to, and she won't watch them. And it's probably better that way, because sometimes I'll talk about our relationship out of frustration, so it's kind of better. But I'm gonna have to tell her, yeah. I've talked to her before, but I don't want to have that conversation because I don't want to be like, because we've had so many issues, and it's like this whole breaking up back and forth bullshit has got to stop. It's too stressful. And now I have this PTSD that it's always in the back of my head, It's always in the back of my head that at any point she could just be like, oh no, I'm done, I just want to be like, are you with me or are you not? I mean, we already had the conversation on Christmas, for all fucking days, Christmas. And she wants to stay and we're doing okay, but I can't handle the bullshit. If she loves me, stay with me and say, I I wish she would just say something like, no matter how you are, no matter what happens, I will always be there for you. She doesn't say that stuff. That sucks. I want to feel confident. But I'll talk to her eventually and I'll say, there is nothing I can do. I'll try to do things that help me in the process. Like we talked about me doing EMDR. I don't think it will personally really help me, but I'm willing to give it a try. It's not drugs and it's not, other than stress, I'm always willing to do things, but I don't know. I'm willing to try stupid stuff, but I'm not going to do things that are going to completely set me back. Hey, Michael. Yeah, it comes and goes. It all depends on how I feel. If my symptoms are really ramped up, the insomnia kicks in, and when my anxiety's up, the insomnia kicks in. Still have a lot of anxiety issues, so I get sleep anxiety, and that keeps me from falling asleep. Just dumb shit. There's nothing I do about it. I just keep a routine. Go to bed at the same time. If I don't fall asleep for hours, I'll get up and just hang out. Watch some TV. I don't just lay there all night. That helps because once I hang out for a little while, sometimes it'll calm myself down a little bit. Because you're not overthinking again. Overthinking about sleeping. But I do my best not to. I do my best to sleep. I did not sleep well last night, but I know it makes everything worse. Even when I sleep a lot, I still feel terrible. But when I don't sleep, it's that much worse. Such a terrible problem. Boy, the spams are on fucking point today. I'm dreading going out for work. I just find it really sad that going out to a thrift store for 2 hours, I have to try to recover for three days just to get back to feeling like crap. That's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. That's why I don't even know what to think anymore. At one point before I messed up the Remeron, I was going to the thrift stores 3 times a week. I'd go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it took me one day to kind of recover, and the next day I'd still feel like shit, but I'd feel mostly back to my shitty self. Now, I'm never even ready by the time I go. And then it'll take me 3 or 4 days to feel slightly okay to go, and I'm still not ready. Ugh, it just sucks. What a joke. Alright, I'm heading off. I do wish you well. Some things with me are way worse today, and some things are better. I think it's going to take a little while before they match up. Or they might not match up ever. We'll see. But it's been 4 months and 5 days since I've tapered. And I'm having issues that I had when I got cut off benzos. So the fact that I'm this bad still is frightening, to say the least. I'm just taking it day by day. There's some things that are better. I'm at 1.1. So it's like 0.011. I've cut that medicine like 60 times. And now it's gotten to a point my nervous system can't handle it anymore. So it's gonna take a good fucking while to get off of that, which is sad because I got so low. Oh. But I went from 1.2 to 1.1, and the 1.2 to 1.1 was I think 8.9% cut. So about 9%. Just pretty fucking high for me. The next cut will be from 1.1 to 1.0. And I'm going to hold there for probably 6 months. That's going to be a 9%. 9% cut. And if I went from 1.0 to 1.0 to 0.9, it would be that would be a 10% cut. And then so on. And I can't cut between those. I'm gonna talk to my psych eventually and ask if I have a compounding pharmacy. I don't even think they'll compound me stuff like between that and that low. I really don't think so. Because they'd probably look at me and be like, no way. Hi, Alexandra. We're getting by as normal. Rough, but how are you doing? Alexandra was, I've just been getting some crazy comments lately. People have been coming out of the woodwork. I mean, there's been a couple. I had one recently where the guy said, man up, and stop taking the medicine. That one was fucked. And, yeah, people are saying I'm brain damaged, shit like that. It's nuts. People are really fucked up, and they give out the weirdest. I would never do that to somebody. Never. But yeah. But yeah, I'm on 1.1, and I'm gonna try to talk to if there is a compounder. I'm gonna see if I can go from 1.1 to not 1.0, but to God, it would be because I'm at 0.011. I would want to go 0.0105. God, I think that makes sense. Like between 1.1 and 1.0. I don't think it's possible, to be honest. Oh, seriously? Well, good for him. Dumb shit. I don't know why people say dumb shit. I'm not here to freak people out, you know? Even if it's something that's really, really hard. You know, sometimes I say things and I'm sure it scares people. But also, people don't have to completely relate to me because most people aren't on Remeron. So, yeah. And also, with my visual snow syndrome stuff, since that has spiked so much, you know, that's scary for me. So, cutting, if that makes it worse, I mean, it's like living in a hallucination all the time. It's absolutely bizarre. So, what I'm going through is very rare, you know, for it to all be together like that. I probably need to meditate more just to try to calm down my mind. I did not meditate today, so maybe I'll do it later. Try to at least do 15 minutes. That was one thing I did after benzo withdrawal really well. I meditated every day for like 40 minutes. No, not even that long. About like a half hour. All right. Looks like the chat worked well today. I'm cutting off here 5:30. I am out of here. You all have a good day or evening, and we will talk soon.